Hey guys, long time no see. As far as a video goes, this is going to be another get to know you overview of a new snub nose revolver that I just picked up yesterday. I found this Smith & Wesson 442 locally here for a good price, and I do have a gun that fits this role. If you guys haven't seen it, is my LCR, but this is 22 long rifle. Advantage of this, weight, easy to carry. With the Hamry Forge hook grips, I can pretty much wear this without a holster, but I do have a holster with it. Easy to pocket carry. Little to no recoil with the rounds I shoot with this, and it's a lot cheaper. Like my practice rounds for, I'm sorry, my carry rounds for this is Federal Punch, and I think you get that around 17, 18 cents per. But I decided to pick this up because I am a bit of an enthusiast. It would cover the same kind of role. This one is a little different because the LCR has a polymer frame. It has metal parts in it, but this is an aluminum frame. This is airweight. Fully loaded, I think I measured this is about an ounce to an ounce and a half heavier than the LCR. But similar style. Things that has different, obviously, it's going to be just the shape of the frame right here. The trigger guard's a little very similar. It's a little shorter, but the trigger itself, they feel very similar. There's no stacking with this one, and they did a really good job with this Smith & Wesson. The travel at the back is a little bit higher, and if I put too much finger, I can hit my finger against the back of the trigger guard itself. Also, the release here is a push forward, rather than just a push down on the LCR. But another big thing is, obviously, the LCR has a capacity of 8 rounds, so 8 in there. Whereas this one, being the smaller J-frame, has a 5-round 38 special capacity on there. I know you guys have probably seen the rounds, but if you don't know the difference, this is a 22 long rifle and a 38 special here. I am going to plan on buying some Georgia Arms Super Snub wad cutters. Because with a shorter barrel, I don't know if I'm going to be relying on penetration as much as consistent shot placement and consistent penetration depths. And I think Georgia Arms, they have some really good reputation for their stuff, and I think it's fairly priced. I just picked this box of Federal Punch from the local Bass Pro because they were across the street. Their in-store selection was very small as far as 38 special. I think they had some other things. Other rounds that I hear that are good with the 38 special, especially out of a snub nose, is the Critical Defense, the 110 grain. Some of the Buffalo Bore, and I wouldn't mind using Underwood ammo from Underwood. I do carry their 9mm, but they do have the same barrel length, 1.87 inches, I believe. Capacity is different. Like I said, this weighs about an ounce and a half heavier when it's fully loaded with live rounds in there. But it's just this thing just disappears. I love carrying a small frame revolver. It's easy to put in your pocket. I mean, and it's just one of those, you can take it with you and carry it. I mean, you can prep yourself by, if you ever need to draw, you can have your hand in your pocket ready to go. You can shoot through your jacket or pocket if you really need to in an emergency. There's no issue with a slide. Like if you had to do close contact shooting, if you were to do this on a semi-automatic, if you press the top slide back, you may not be able to fire. Whereas this one, as long as your cylinder can rotate, you can pull the trigger and go. But I was actually going to shoot this afternoon, but I got to the range a little late, and I didn't want to have a crappy 20-minute session, so I'm gonna forgo that for another day. But yeah, super stoked to have this. My first Smith & Wesson, and I gotta admit, I'm pretty impressed with it. Like I said, the trigger pull, it's very similar in weight. This is a very heavy trigger, but it's slightly lighter. I think they said this is 12 to 11 pounds, which is a pretty heavy trigger for double action. But I mean, you can definitely do it, and you can. It's a very smooth trigger as well. I'm really happy with how that pulls, and I'm sure it'll wear in a little more. There are options to change out some of the springs and stuff inside to lighten it, but I'm not going to go that far yet. It's got the same trough style sighting system where you have a divot right here on the top of the frame, and then you have your front sight post, and you just line those up to the front. Very similar to this, although this one it is pinned, so you can replace that with a different one. I do have excess dot sights I need to try back on there, whereas this one, unless you get a machine or something, you're stuck with the blade up front. Other than that, I'm super happy with it. The first modification I'm going to do is I'm going to change out the grip. This is okay, but I'll be honest, the Hammer Forge grips that I got on my LCR has spoiled me. This is just a better hand-filling grip. Texture's really good. It grabs onto your skin without grabbing onto your clothes, and the back of it is a little bit higher, so you get a lot more coverage in the web of your hand, so you can get up higher. Whereas this one, you notice it's bare. So if you shoot some hot loads, it'll definitely push back on you. And another thing I heard about this is if you have your thumb too close to this release here, with recoil, it might rub against the thumb and stuff. But the best thing to do is, I guess, is just make sure your firing hand thumbs down. But super excited to try this guys out. I'll definitely give a longer review once I've shot it and kind of experienced with it. But yeah, this looks like a beast. It's just a longer 9mm. They have a lot more room in the casing. I do want to get some different rounds. I just wanted something to put in there for now. Like I said, I'm gonna probably purchase a box or two of the Georgia Arms Super Snub wad cutters. Wad cutters, if you aren't familiar, the bullet in the casing is almost flat against the edge. It's a circular flat edge where it may not, like I said, it's not going to work on expansion, because if you have low velocities coming out here, it may not have enough velocity coming out of a short barrel to expand properly. So instead of relying on the expansion, it just basically cuts a cleaner hole through the target, and I hear penetration, recoil, and all that stuff is really nice. Usually the wad cutters are shot or loaded a little softer, so it's less recoil, so that just means better follow-up shots, more follow-up shots that are more accurate, and it still has the penetration to reach those incapacitation depths that you need to. This was just off the top of my head kind of a video. I did clean it a little bit. Obviously I'm not the best at that, but no issues obviously with it so far. I haven't even live shot it yet. I didn't get to do that today. But yeah, are you guys a fan of, you know, snub-nosed revolvers? I've become a huge fan ever since I got my LCR, and I saw this for sale. I definitely had to grab it, but it's a beautiful handgun. Just look at that. Might clean it up a little bit more, but I mean, I don't care if it gets messed up. These are our tools. They're gonna get wear. They're gonna get tear. I've got a lot of dings and stuff on my LCR just from carrying it and shooting it. And yeah, if you guys aren't familiar with Hammer Forge, H-A-M-R-E Forge, he's got some nice stuff coming out, so I can't wait to see some of the newer things. But I definitely recommend, if you guys have a J-frame and LCR Charter Arms, he has them for Taurus, I believe, and also the little NAA revolvers, and the what is that one brand? Oh yeah, the Kimber XS revolvers. He's got grips for those, and I'm telling you, they are a game changer. And I can't wait to get a set for my 442 here. But yeah, that's it. Hammerless design. It's shrouded, so it's not going to catch on anything, and it's double action only. But that trigger pull is excellent. Heavy, but excellent. Very consistent. And I also feel like I'm not going to have any kind of short stroke issues with this one. But I've trained myself out of that, where if you shoot it and don't release all the way, it's not going to fire. So you got to actually let the trigger get reset fully before you shoot it again. But I've trained myself out of doing that, so I don't have that issue. But that is a complaint some people have. Whereas this one, the reset's pretty quick, so you're not really in fear of short stroking that trigger. But yeah, I know I keep rambling, but I'm super stoked to finally shoot this. I was gonna go today, but just didn't work out. But let me know what kind of snub-nosed revolvers you guys carry. Why, if you think I should only keep one, or if you think it's pretty nice that I got two of these, or if that's kind of overkill. Let me know in the comments, guys. Thank you for your views and all your content, and definitely comment below.